Om Sadashivasamārambhāṃ Shaṅkarācārya-madhyamāṃ Asmadācārya-paryantāṃ Vande Guru-paraṁparāṃ. Gurur-brahma Gurur-vishnu Gurur-devo Maheshwarah Guru-sākṣāt param brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha. Just 1 minute. Okay. So in the last class we saw Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga. Kshetra is, when you look at Kshetra, it is our, what do you call, the body-mind complex, this whole universe, Prakriti related. And Kshetrajna is the Purusha. Correct? So whatever is Ishvaraha equal to Kshetrajnaha, which is Atma, and that is what gets established in this Prakriti related body-mind complex as well as the whole universe. They all are of a lower order and hence can be negated easily. Right? So in this particular chapter, we saw clearly 3 aspects. First one, what is the 5 levels of bhakti, the Mahavakyam, which we saw, Mahavakya Vichara, the Mahavakya benefit, and values. So, the Mahavakya Vichara is only up to, I think, the 7th shloka or something. From Amanitvam Adambitvam, the 7th shloka, it is all very clearly values. And these values continue, and again around 15, 13 or 14, it is the Phalam, Mahavakya Phalam continues that way. Right? So, Jiva analysis, Jagat analysis, and then body-mind complex. And this body-mind complex is ruled by the Atma, who is the Kshetrajna. Okay. And then Drik Drishya Viveka, the Kshetrajna and Kshetra, the Purusha and Prakriti. We remove the Prakriti as well as the Kshetra, then the equation of Purusha and Kshetrajna gets established. And there a very important law is law of limitation. Neither for the Kshetrajna you can apply the law of limitation, nor for Purusha you can apply the law of limitation, because the The definition of it is all encompassing. When you say all encompassing, everywhere, and that's how the Shastras have told. Purusha evedagam sarvam eva idagam sarvam yad bhutan yaccha bhavyam sahasra shirsha purusha sahasrakshas sahasrapat tripadordvautai purusha padosyeha bhavat punaha. The way it explains is whatever you can imagine, it is more than that. So this whole universe is what I can imagine in my mind. Correct? That universe comes to existence only because of me, which I can imagine in my mind, either by my experience or by knowledge, okay, or intuition, whichever way you say. That what comes to my mind only is the world. Correct? If everyone keeps saying that America is filled with Negroes, then we will start believing America has got only Negroes. Yes or no? Because that's how that whole knowledge is working in our mind. Whatever is taught to us, and that's how we start having that belief system, that is our world. Beyond that, even if there is a world, I am not interested in it. Because that world is meaningful where I can relate something to it. Right? Suppose if I tell you that there is a world which is called Patala Loka, and then there are so many things, Rakshasas staying there. So what? If it is there or if it is not there, it doesn't bother me. But if I tell you that your Kala Sarpa dosha is coming from that Loka, oh, immediately you will say there is Patala. Are you able to understand that? So, existence of everything comes because I envisage it in my mind. That whole universe, the whole time, the whole space is what I have rolled it and put it in my mind. I have envisaged it in my mind. Maya kalpita desha kala kalana vaichitra chitri kritam. So beautifully Adi Shankara explains it. Maya kalpita desha kala kalana. That Maya kalpita, that means it is not real. It is an imaginary world which I create around me, and that I call the world. When there is an object, can you actually tell this is the object by truth? You will only say how you perceive the object with your five senses. Right? It is how earlier there was, people used to understand two scales, x-axis and y-axis. नमश्वभ्यश्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः. ऐसा तो सुनने दो ललित, डोंट वरी. नमश्वभ्यश्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः was for you. ऐसा सुनने दो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. Okay, now there were only two axes which people used to understand, x and y. Then the idea of space came, which was x, y and z. Correct? Then you have one more, see, you have various levels of experience. So when you go to a 3D movie, there's a glass given where you can see the third dimension now. Otherwise I was never been able to see the third dimension. Then when you go to some of these amusement parks, they will make you feel that experience as though you are sitting in it and going, how? Then that becomes your world. Without sitting in that, can you imagine that world? Now when you ask, is that world really true? To that extent, when I was sitting in that, I believe it is true. Although I know I paid money and gone inside to make me feel such an experience which is not real. That amusement park is within that limited place where there is no magic going to happen. And within that limited space, they are trying to see us that I am doing a Star War and all those things. Like when you go to a planetarium, you see as though you are seeing the whole sky very clearly, knowing that it is on a dome, projected on a dome. Like that, Vishwan Darpana Drishya Mana Nagari Tulyan Nija Antargatam. What is that Vishwam? Antargatam Tulya Mana Nagari. It's like a darpan. Maya Kalpita Desha Kala Kalana Vaichitra Chitri Kritam. Vichitra. That is why it is called Maya. It can do anything which I can imagine. Okay? And we get stuck to that. So very clearly, when you negate that and say that those are ephemeral, what remains is the Kshetrajna and the Purushaha. And by the law of, you can't bind it by limitation, Kshetrajna equal to Purushaha. Aham equal to Brahman. Aham Brahma Asmi. Till Bhakti, what it was? I, Ishvara. I am that small person, 6-footer, 80 kilos weight, with limited space, moving here and there, and that Ishvara was omniscient. I am Alpicient. Alpa, he is Maha. Mahapurusha, I am Alpa Purusha. Why? I superimposed Alpatvam on me and I superimposed Mahatvam on him. So we were different. In the 13th chapter, that Alpatvam of me is thrown off, Mahatvam of him is thrown off, then what remains? Aham Brahma Asmi. So there is no two, it is only one. Seen through a smaller range, it becomes me. Seen through a macrocosm, it becomes चश्मा खाली चेंज हो रहा है मेरा देखने का. Seen through the goldsmith's eye, Sarvam Swarnamayam. Everything is gold. Seen through my eyes as a customer, Sarvam Abharanam. Everything is an ornament. Then I say, this is different than that, this design is better than that, that is that. I never see the gold then. Okay? So this drishti and drishyam is what we decide. That is that drik, drishya viveka. And for that example so beautifully you can understand when you see that movie called Drishyam. He creates a picture which he wants you to see, which is not real. Correct? And that is what Vedanta says. All this is a Drishyam, which is a projection of my mind. It is a Drishyam, which is a projection of my mind. Don't say that, is it there or not there? 100% it is there. Huh? If you touch, you can feel. If you, all your 5 indriyas can touch everything, smell everything, taste everything, all that is possible. Then, but I still don't value it is what the point is. It is of a lower order than me. Because if I exist, then only my world exists. If I don't exist, my world cannot exist. That is why I am independent, the world is dependent on me. That is why it is Maya, Kalpita, Desha, Kala, Kalana. And that Desha, Kala, Kalana, we break it into various forms. Past, present, future. And then we say that Purusha is Kala Atitaha. Purusha is Desha Atitaha. Beyond all this. Why? Tasmadva etasmadatmana akasha sambhutaha. Akasha itself came from Atma. It is not that Panchamahabhutas came and one day suddenly the life popped in. How did it come? Through the rains. The frog came from the rains, and from the frog everything came. How did the frog come from the rains? Suddenly, that you don't ask. That magic happens. We say Atma was always there, will always be there because it is beyond time. Then what is not there? That Vishwam doesn't, Vishwam goes to unmanifested to manifested. And when that happens, if there is no Vishwam, there is no way to manifest that all-pervading Atma as a reflection. I have to be alive for my mind to reflect Chetanatvam. If that mind is dead, Chetanatvam doesn't die. My mind is dead. That is what I call I am dead. कांच तोड़ दिया तो, मिरर तोड़ दिया तो, that doesn't change my rupam. Only the ability to see doesn't come. My reflection. Put another mirror, you will see the same rupam again. I don't die because the mirror has broken. And that Atma, the mirror is that mind, body-mind complex, which goes, the body goes, Janma after Janma, the mind goes in Srishti to Pralaya. Again after that, that mind comes back again. Correct? Otherwise, how will the next Srishti come? If this Karma Bala is not there, the resultant Karma Bala of when the Srishti became at Pralaya, if it is not there, remember that frozen state, and then suddenly something happens, an equilibrium breaks, that the nut gets dislodged from the ice, and the squirrel gets dislodged, and then the squirrel and nut ka game chalu ho jata hai. Till when? Till again the squirrel and nut gets frozen in the next ice. Again, that is what is happening. Are we clear? Okay, so this Drik Drishya Viveka or Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga is very clear, and the moment we see that Aham Kshetrajnaha, Aham Purushaha, Purusha Evedagam Sarvam, it is only Purushaha, then I will have no problem at all. Dvaitat Bhayam Bhavati, Advaitat Kutra Bhayam. For fear, there has to be minimum two. If there is only one, where is fear? Fear of what? Self? Impossible. The moment you say fear of self, I have actually seen myself different than me. Again, two has come. If there is only one, there is no scope called fear. Are we able to get this? Right? So, once we understand that clearly, and you know that it is you, that true self is the only thing which is true, real, sentient thing in this whole, whatever you call as universe or samsara or even Bhagavan, everything is that one Chetana Tattvam, Satchitananda. Then with mind being there, you can play around with the Kshetra and absolutely no problem happens. Why? You know the true nature of this Atma, then whatever you do, you will never try to miss out on that knowledge in whatever you do. That's a part of you now. Is it clear? And how do you bring this? By Nididhyasanam. How does Nididhyasanam work? By these values. Work on the values will help you to get more and more Nididhyasanam. So, Shravanam, then Mananam, then Nididhyasanam, or if you want the Nididhyasanam to be smaller in period, easier, then Nididhyasanam related had to be done in Sadhana Chatushtaya itself. If that is understood at Sadhana Chatushtaya, clearly Nididhyasanam is Namke Vaste. Why? The moment Shravanam is there, you know it anyways. You are convinced, you are just waiting to hear it. You know, when everything is written and you have to just tick mark, you don't have to put effort. Okay, which is easier? To write an answer or to tick an answer? Which is easier, tell me? If you feel ticking is easy, Unless you have written so many times, you will not be able to tick. Writing the answer is sadhana chatushtaya. Ticking the answer is nididhyasana. If you have not done the writing part at that time, then nididhyasanam will not be just ticking. You will have to do a extra work, rough work, and then decide what to tick. Getting it? That is nididhyasanam becomes tougher that time. Is it clear? And how do you get that? By the values. Amanitvam adambhitvam ahimsa kshantirarjavam acharyopasanam shaucham स्थैर्यमात्म विनिग्रहः इंद्रियार्थेषु वैराग्यम् अनहंकार एव च जन्म मृत्युजरा व्याधि दुःख दोषानुदर्शनम् असक्तिरनभिष्वङ्गः पुत्रदारगृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्तत्वम् इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु मयि चानन्ययोगेन भक्तिरव्यभिचारिणी विविक्तदेशसेवित्वम् अरतिर्जनसंसदि अध्यात्मज्ञाननित्यत्वं तत्त्वज्ञानार्थदर्शनम् एतज्ज्ञानमिति प्रोक्तम् अज्ञानं यदतोऽन्यथा ज्ञेयं यत्तत् प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वामृतमश्नुते अनादिमत्परं ब्रह्म न सत्तन्नासदुच्यते. Till that it comes. Then sarvatah panipadam tat sarvatah. Okay, so these are all individual words or values here. More than 25 values have been given. Each of them have to be practiced. And with proper practice, it will help you to get this jnanam internalized. Okay, and if that jnanam gets internalized, jnana phalam is there. That is what is mentioned later on. Is it clear? Okay, and with that, let us see if any other point is there in the 13th chapter. Jnana phalam. Yes. Vichara phalam. I bring objectivity to my vision. See, that is a very important thing. If I am very emotional with my body, with everybody, with everything, then it's a problem. Only jnanam can keep the emotions away. Genuinely, it is not suppressing emotions. You yourself, it is how you know. When you have been told, आज चतुर्थी है, उपवास करना है. Mother says, आज चतुर्थी है, आज खाना नहीं बनेगा, आज उपवास करना है. And you as a kid, how much of resistance is there inside? Why this Chaturthi has to come? Correct. But the same thing when you start internalizing and saying, no, I have to do it. Will you get acidity or heartburns during Chaturthi? One is imposing on you, other is you accepting it and going. So the moment you accept it with the knowledge, emotions don't have place to play. Automatically emotions are side. ठीक है, थोड़ा चिड़चिड़ होएगा, चलेगा. But that is the body's nature is to do चिड़चिड़, mind's nature is to do चिड़चिड़. Let it do चिड़चिड़, it will keep quiet. इसका काम ही है चिड़चिड़ करना ना. गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्ते इति मत्वा न सज्जते. गुणा इज गोइंग टू गुणा. ठीक है, अभी आग लगेगा तो जलने वाला है, उसका आगे क्या होएगा? वो जल के खत्म हो गया तो आग भी बंद हो जाएगा. भस्मी भूत्वा, आगे क्या, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. चलो जल के रहने दो, अपने आप विद टाइम दैट विल आल्सो गो. दैट इज नॉलेज. knowing the nature of that, leaving it to what it is and just allowing it to just subside by itself. Okay. There was one, Nahi vairena vairanti shamyantiha kadachana. By enmity cannot be killed by enmity. Jealousy cannot be killed by jealousy. Okay. So fighting internally cannot be won by fighting it. Cannot be. Very tough. You will say, I will fight and win over it. You will only lose. You are fighting with Prakriti. Not possible. It will go as per its guna. But the moment you say that is Prakriti, it is going to be that way, you don't find a resolution. You have to dissolve the problem. There is a difference between resolving the problem and dissolving the problem. Are you able to understand? You try to resolve the problem will sit bigger than you. But the moment you dissolve the problem, don't bother about it. अपने आप फन नीचे करके बैठ जाएगा, which you will not even bother. When you don't want children to do certain things, what do? You divert the mind. Diverting the mind is dissolving the problem, not resolving the problem. Resolving is being into the problem and giving a solution by which it will get solved, right? No. Here you are diverting, moving out of it. Same way, Prakriti Guna body and Prakriti Guna related the whole world. Karya Karana Sangata is going to be there, let it be there. Let it be there. My stomach is burning, so what should I do? Yes, if the stomach has got acid, it is going to burn. It is disturbing me. Okay, let me have some medicine or at least find out what is the reason why it happens. Then try to work on it. After that, I did everything, it did work. Just forget about it. What will happen? I will die. Is it new? Is death new? You have died so many times, that is why this Janma has come. That is knowledge, right? I will die. So what? Like Buddha asked, when a lady goes, old lady went and said that my only son was there. He was only there to take care of me. So much we love each other. He is dead. You bring him back. I heard that you are a great Mahapurusha, Satpurusha. His way of teaching was simple. He said, go and get one muthi bar chawal from a house where death has not happened. In that moment, I will make this boy to get up. Because you can't fight these things. No. Any Mahapurusha who said that I will make you Amar is dead today. Yes or no? Correct, na? Because that is Prakriti Guna. What are we fighting about? Accepting that will reduce the heartburns. This person is like this only. Kabhi sunega nahi. Very bad. I'm fed up. I can't stand that person. Prakriti Guna. Simple Prakriti Guna, leave it that way, na. Is that only that person available in your whole life that you have to focus only that? Because now you have made that as your world. Dissolve it. Learn to leave, drop it like a hot potato. Your problem gets solved. The problem is there so far as you have held it up. Correct? If you drop it, the problem goes instantaneously. It is not resolved, it is dissolved, gone. Khatam. So we have to learn to do that. And the more we accept that, there is no place for this emotion at all. Emotions need to be there. Emotions have to be expressed out, but they should not bind us. If I tell you, you all are all so nice, you all are coming every day, every Saturday properly at 8 o'clock. So nice, thank you. No, nothing wrong in that emotion. But if I tell you, please keep coming, next Saturday if you don't come, whom am I going to teach? God. Correct, na? Emotions are by itself not bad. Let it be there. It's a very good positive virtue because you need to express it. Binding with it is a problem. Getting like that, these values will help to slowly cut yourself and focus on the key thing. Amanitvam. What is mana? Mana pamanayostulyam. Mana. मान पान करना है कि नहीं? थ्रू आउट हमारा जिंदगी ये मान पान में निकलता है कि नहीं? फिर क्या? अगला जन्म वापस मान पान. And if you drop this man pan, it becomes amanitvam. Correct? Anahankara, amanitvam. Dambha, dambha. You know what is dambha? पकड़ के रखना. दम्भित्व, अदम्भित्व. Just leave it, drop it. Ahimsa, kshanti, not shanti, kshanti, arjavam, rijubhavana. Each word is a value which requires serious thinking and reflection and putting effort to improve on it. Okay, that is what this chapter is very clearly. Each of this nididhyasana has to be done. And then once you come out of it, you will, all that akalmasha is gone, all that kachra jo tha na mera andar, apne aap nikal gaya. I don't have to do anything. Correct? Parameshwara Prityartam Samasta Durita Kshayartam. Over. Durita Kshaya Parameshwara Prityartam. सोप लिया, स्नान करके कचरा निकाला, क्रीम लेके ब्यूटीफाई किया. So some of these values कचरा निकालने का काम करते हैं. Some of the गुणा आधान है. It adds a value. A right specs to understand this Atma Anatma. Many times we understand it, but it is not available in our vyavahara. Why? वो ठीक है, वो 1 घंटा क्लास में समझ में आ रहा है, बट उसके बाद क्या सर, चप्पल पहना तो गया. My tat swarupam is out. My true picture, my true nature is out. Till that I am wearing something and sitting in this class. No, that true nature in the class, outside the class, if it is going to be that, it requires effort. It requires quality time. It requires a commitment. एक जिद रहना चाहिए कि no, we will do it. Okay? And then do it. Automatically it starts working. If we start itself, what sir, moksha and for me, you can expect from anyone, but like me a student you will never get. I can prove that you are miserably, you will fail. Why? I am very sure I will not get moksha. Then who can go? No one can do anything. No one can do anything. Correct? If the determination is there, see, when there is a will, there is a way. It's a perfect statement. When there is a will to do, there are all the ways to do. When there is a will not to do, there are all the ways not to do. It works on both the ways. Now you have to choose where it is. Correct? So this is what it means when you say values. Dharmam, chara, satyam, vada. Don't do dharmam, vada. If you speak dharma and not practice dharma, it is dharmam, vada, killing dharma. Don't do dharma, vada. Do dharmam, chara. If you have to do dharmam, chara, it is not an easy thing. Because situations will compel you to make a decision at that time, for which clarity of the mind will be there, then only you will be able to decide. Otherwise, your emotions will sway here and there, here and there. कुछ नहीं, very simple thing I am telling you. आप खाली एक I want to do some social service बोल के एक जगह पे खड़े हो जाइए. Imagine एक मंदिर में some उत्सव something is going on और आप प्रसाद बांटने के लिए खड़े हैं. And you are just doing this. यहाँ से लिया, वहाँ दिया, यहाँ से लिया और कुछ नहीं देख रहे. Suddenly one person in front of you come. Hi, कैसे हो? The moment you have seen the person, automatic प्रसाद थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही निकल के जाता है. Yes or no? कुछ नहीं तो उस पर काजू पीस एक्स्ट्रा निकल के जाएगा. Yes or no? Without me knowing also it slips out. It is that easy for it to just go. Unless we are very vigilant and very sensitive about it. And that comes only by practicing and being into that situations, and or at least imagining that situation and being prepared how I will. It's a lot of effort. Then that jnana starts working. Is it clear? That is jnana phala. Knowing this knowledge is not going to give jnana phala. Otherwise, Shravanam eva is enough. Mananam Nididhyasana was not at all required. Tattvabodha over, we are all jnanis. Does it happen? I can chant Tattvabodha sirf सीधा नहीं, उल्टा also I can chant. अपना पक्का है. But no, Manitvam, Dambhitvam is also there while chanting. What is the use? Are we able to get that? So, this is what it actually matters when we are talking about real jnana. Okay? And once you do such a vichara and that you change that personality, you will be that way. That phalam is very simple. No fear of anyone. My mind is like a glass case. Everyone can see through it very clearly. I have nothing to hide from anyone. It is a Xerox machine. That is what one is a very important thing. Just imagine whatever thought comes. If there is a machine which is invented and just connected, any thought which comes will get printed. Do you feel you will give it to someone to read? Anyone for that matter. And the day you feel that let anyone read it, I have no problem. ज्ञान. Why? Clean up इतना हो गया. कचरा आएगा ही नहीं बाहर. There's no scope for कचरा to come. Okay? That's how that inner cleaning, or to put it in today's language, inner re-engineering. बड़ा बड़ा बात करके make a big package out of it and go to companies. No, this requires effort. Inner re-engineering really requires a lot of effort and commitment. Okay? with the right knowledge, with that wisdom only, if you do it, that inner re-engineering happens. Otherwise, only as the aspect of change, let me change one value, second value, without a main goal, it becomes useless. You will get bored after some days and you will drop the value itself. इतना दिन करके क्या मिला, छोड़ो ना यार. Like some people say ना, 25 साल पूजा किया. One thing I understood, ये तो एक पत्थर का मूर्ति है और कुछ नहीं है. पूजा बंद कर दिया. What does it mean? 25 साल क्या किया मालूम नहीं. Correct? So we should be very clear that the goal is a bigger one. For that, these values are small steps. If value becomes a goal, then you have lost. Then Viveka Buddhi is not there. If Mumukshutvam is not there, Viveka Buddhi itself is not there, then whatever you do is just for intellectual knowledge. And that intellectual knowledge starts boring. 5 days you feel good. After 5 days, it will start suffocating you. क्यों? ये भी नहीं कर सकते, वो भी नहीं, कुछ भी किया तो 10 लोग अभी देख रहे हैं. Correct ना? All these Swamijis, can they freely do what they want outside? No, भाई, सब लोग देख रहे हैं. Earlier कोई मुझे देखता नहीं था, I was very happy. अभी सब लोग मुझे देख रहे हैं. So if you are having dual personality, then you have a problem. But if that becomes your personality, भले कोई देखे या नहीं देखे, I am that way, it won't be a problem. Because you have re-engineered yourself. Sustainable solution. Clear? Makes sense. Long lasting. Evergreen. Ever fresh. Okay, chalo. With this, I think the 13th chapter we will complete. It's over. I don't think anything else is there. Yeah. Yeah, the example is swimming pool is good or bad if it is asked. What will be the answer? Is swimming pool good or bad? You can't answer it. If you try answering it, you will have a problem unless you put conditions to it. For a person who knows swimming, it is maja maja. For a person who does not know swimming, it is a death trap. So it is good or bad? It depends on your ability. Okay, so very clearly this jnanam is good, bad. It all depends on how you want to get the benefit of. If it is naturally coming as my nature, where I put an effort and then fake it, make it, and then finally I am now that, then absolutely no problem. But if I am suppressing it in front of 4 people, then it is going to suffocate me one day or the other. Then better to be clear and leave it. It is not for me. I am not ready for it. Leave it. No problem. Be into karma. Be into good karma. It is prematurely jnanam coming. No, it is not. I am not ready for it. Go one step below. Be with karma. Go to karma yoga. Be dharmika. And pray to God. Next janma, jnana will. Okay? But don't pray that I should get this teacher only. वो गलती मत करना. चल. Good. I think, yeah, we can go to the 14th chapter now. Gunatraya Vibhagaha. Again is related to completely, it is again Gunatraya Vibhagaha also is Jnana, Jnana Phalam and Jnana Sadhana. So in these 3 chapters, 13, 14 and 15, it is exactly more or less the same thing given as differently. He has presented it differently, but the same substance is given. Even this chapter has got the same 3 things. Okay? Good. Okay. I would want to start this topic little separately because we will have to see more details of it. What is Agantukam? Okay. Gunatraya Vichara, Gunatraya Sadhanani, Gunatraya Phalam. This is the way he goes completely in these 3 chapters. Okay. I think we'll take this because this full chapter it is better to dedicate one full session for it. We started now in another 10 minutes we have to stop it. Right? It's better to we take it together. Yeah. It's a nice big topic. Okay. Right, we'll stop it. Any questions till now? If there are no questions, then we can stop the session today.
Many questions in mind, sir, but yeah, I think I just need to probably think about things that you just said. So probably listen to this recording a couple of times, and then probably I can ask you some questions.
See, many a times we know there is some truth in it, but we do not know how to align to it. That's where the question starts coming. And the answer again lies with you only. How to align is what each person will have to find out their own way to, get pally with it and accept it and move on. Because if you delay that, do you have any other option? Answer is no. So better than that, it is like how कोरोना आ गया, वैक्सीनेशन लू कि नहीं, वैक्सीनेशन लिया तो 2 दिन बुखार आएगा, एंड आई डोंट वांट 2 दिन का बुखार. अरे भाई वैक्सीनेशन नहीं लेगा तो कोरोना आएगा, उसका क्या? समझ में आ रहा है? तो कितना दिन खेलोगे? It is justifying to oneself, enough is enough. And the faster we do it, all these questions will just vanish. Because the questions are coming, is in short you are asking, is there a way to circumvent it? Is there a way to procrastinate it? Is there a way to delay it? In my situation, I think that is not the case. Means what? I want to delay it. And the answer is that's your choice. Seriously, there is no other thing because every person is a different set of mind, right? So their choices are different, likes, dislikes are different, vasanas are different. So it's your choice. If you feel, and once that no, enough is enough, no, enough is enough, why are people then taking retirement at the age of 35? Enough is enough. I don't want more. But there are people even at 60 when the office retires, they will continue to work for another 10 years as a concept. For them even now enough, it is not at all enough. और थोड़ा मिलेगा तो अच्छा है, और थोड़ा time मिला तो, और थोड़ा I can do that. So each person's motivations are different. Each person's value system is different. But the time only increases and reduces like a rubber band. But the fact is lifespan doesn't wait for it. Which is a bigger fact. When I know this lifespan is only so much and I have got this, should I really rethink seriously what I want? और चलता है, चलो आज का दिन भी निकल गया, कल देखेंगे. आज निकल गया, कल देखेंगे. ऐसा बोल बोल के ये जिंदगी तक आया है. अभी भी ये करना चाहते हो? Are you getting it? Whatever question you ask, it will finally end at that. Because that is why these are absolute facts. You will say, it is very tough for me. Okay, who said it is easy? Who said it is easy? That is why Kathopanishad says, Kshurasya Dara Nihita. It is like walking on a razor. Why? And pushed on it now. It is your choice to, you yourself to push and bring a situation, or you want the situation to push you and then you keep creeping and still going. Correct? 20-25 में अच्छा से ओके बोल दिया तो शादी हो जाएगा. 35 तक रुका, अभी बरोबर नहीं, तो फिर जिसको भी मिला पकड़ के शादी करवा देंगे. Which is a better choice? समझ में आता है? शादी होना रियलिटी है, उससे तो आप भाग नहीं सकते हो. Okay, and not that between 25 to 35 you have put effort to find out the right person and get married, because that is next to impossible. No one can find the right person. At that moment everything looks right. शादी के बाद क्या? Is this need to be further explained? No. So best is what? उसको उतना ही वैल्यू दो, गाड़ी आगे बढ़ाओ. It can be work friend, it can be office friend, it can be relationship friend, it can be any friend. Choice is in your hand. That will is in our hand. सर सब बरोबर, लेकिन टाइम ही नहीं मिलता. अरे इसके लिए टाइम नहीं मिला तो फिर किसके लिए टाइम है? When you accept that as a reality and truth, उसके लिए टाइम नहीं तो फिर किसके लिए टाइम है? That means time is being actually wasted in the name of time नहीं है. कालः क्रीडति गच्छत्यायुः. Every minute, every moment the clock is ticking. You can't stop that. That's a reality. That is Satyam. My age is only growing. That is Satyam. My abilities are only reducing. That is Satyam. सर अभी नहीं, रिटायरमेंट के बाद प्लान है. 60 साल तक नहीं किया तो do you expect in another 10 years you are going to do something? Forget it. Impossible. You are fooling yourself. That you can continue to do. That's your choice. अब कैसे भी जाओगे तो you will finally get cornered if you are genuinely looking at the truth. If you are coloring the truth and looking at the way you want it, then there is no discussion required. We are on the 13th chapter, na? That truth is clear. There is no two truth, only one truth is there. I am going to accept it or not? And if I am going to accept it, am I going to align to it or not? That's it. No. Every magnet, when placed in the magnetic field, the faster it aligns, better it is for you. If it is not going to align, it is only going to struggle, because the magnetic field will continue to be that way. You have no choice on that. Ultimate Satya है वो. है कि नहीं? चलिए. Okay. चलो. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम. धन्यवादः. शुभरात्रि.
शुभरात्रि.
शुभरात्रि. शुभरात्रि.